3 months after leaving the Mediterranean, I finally arrived on roof of the world. According my plan, this was also the destination, but my journey does not end here. I'm eager to reach the Zanskar Valley, which is in winter not as easy as sounds. Ladakh attracts tourists, but not in winter. And this is no accident. Although Ladakhi winters are unparalleled in beauty, apart from the trekking on the frozen Zanskar which opens next month, the options are very limited in winter. The passes are often closed, and the temperature does not rise to 0 degrees even during the day. The climate of Ladakh is extremely dry, and this increases the visibility to such an extent that it is difficult for those who are not used to it to imagine. And now a little about the place. Tsimo Monastery, popularly known as Namgyal Tsimo Gompa, built by King Tashi Namgyal around 1430. In the early years of the 15th century, the Namgyal Monastery is amongst the most significant Buddhist shrines in Ladakh. While the main structure of the Gompa is in ruins as of today, one of the main attractions of this monastery is a solid gold-plated idol of Maitreya Buddha, which has a height equivalent to 3 stories. Unfortunately, I only had the opportunity to see this monastery from the outside. Whenever I visited the Gompa, I always found it closed. According to an acquaintance of mine who lives in Delhi, only one Lama visits the Gompa, but he almost never stays here. The panorama is breathtaking. But as always, the door is locked. Only one companion clung to me, in the form of a dog. Besides it, I'm totally alone here. It is a unique and transcendental experience to sit on the stone steps of the monastery here above Leh and enjoy the view and the incredible serenity. However, time has passed, and it's time for me to head back to town. Perched atop a mountain behind the Leh Palace, the monastery offers unprecedented view of the surrounding countryside, including that of the Indus River and the Zanskar Ranges. There are 3 ways to approach the monastery. By car, there is only one way, what I came here on. It takes an hour on foot, and so I take the second way down into town, on these stairs. There is also a third way for those who do not shy away from adventures, on a narrow path mountainside. I've had enough of adventures for today. I feel like I'm breathing hard, and I haven't acclimatized enough yet. The next day is for rest. The next morning I got a nice surprise. The first snow fell. Although there is not much snow yet, and it does not promise to last, it is refreshing to see that everything is covered in snow. It is early afternoon and there is no sign of snow anymore. Later, of course, I will have a lot of snow in the Zanskar Valley. However, I am now paying a visit to the Leh Palace. The palace is being restored by the Archaeological Survey of India. The palace is open to the public, and the roof provides panoramic views of Leh and the surrounding areas. The Leh Royal Palace was once a masterpiece in both Ladakh and northern India. The conservation efforts are in full swing to help rectify the buildings. An interesting steep walk up through back streets over rough ground. The palace is very dark and is undergoing renovation, so not much to see, except for an interesting photo exhibition. However, it is quite atmospheric and the views from various terraces are great. It's time to inquire about further travel opportunities towards Zanskar. This is a Leh ticket seller. As I found out, there are no buses going there in winter. Carpe diem on the roof of the world. What cheers me up in this strange world is people's joy of life and sense of humor. Ever since I've been to Ladakh, I've seen almost only smiling faces, which I rarely see at home in the West. And this is even more so in the countryside. The people of Ladakh are cheerful even in the harsh living conditions, and do everything to make the visitor feel good in this benevolent Buddhist world. According to an old wisdom, not only people shape their environment, but the environment also shapes people. Anyway, there is no possibilities to get to Padam by bus now. I have to look for another way forward. I suspect the only way to get to Zanskar is by shared taxi. I do not intend to spend any more time in Leh. Next week, as far as the road conditions allow, I will travel to the Zanskar Valley, where I will spend the winter. Although Leh is a rural town, the real Ladakh is in the world of villages. But now I'm going to take a walk around the palace. Now is a nice late afternoon time for a walk. The Palace of Leh sits on the top of Tsom Hill, overlooking the charming town laid down below it. And here is the story of my attraction to Tibet and the Tibetan people. I've always wanted to visit Lhasa, but when I looked for information on how to get there, I realized that getting to Tibet is too difficult. Then I found out Leh is really similar to the Tibetan capital Lhasa and Ladakh to Tibet, but it's even better than that. Ladakh has many more memories and, unlike Greater Tibet, there are no travel restrictions. In Ladakh, there is a real opportunity to interact with the culture and the locals who carry the culture. I will spend the next 2 months here, enjoying the hospitality of the locals. And in the following parts I will show you that Ladakh is more than Little Tibet. However, Ladakh is changing rapidly. Roads are expanding along old trails and trekking routes. They make some remote places easily accessible. But they also reduce some treks or make them less enjoyable. Particularly the classic Dacha Padam and Padam Lameru treks. Now it's already a truck road. By the end of the decade, tunnels will connect Ladakh to the rest of India under every major pass. Thus, the state will be accessible by land throughout the year, including the Zanskar Valley, which previously could only be reached in days on the frozen river in winter. When I visited India in 2007, I did not even dare to dream of a winter stay in Zanskar. And now I'm on the verge of making my dreams come true. Hey, thank you for being here. If you like this video, please hit the like button and consider to subscribe. Thanks.